Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into a really powerful idea from Darren Hardy's book, The Compound Effect. We're going to unpack this principle that's kind of quietly running the show in every part of our lives. How these tiny, everyday actions can, over time, lead to absolutely massive results.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're just spinning your wheels? You put in a ton of effort, you start a new diet, a new workout plan, a new strategy for your business, and you just see nothing. It's super frustrating, right? Well, that exact feeling is the problem the compound effect is here to solve.
All right, so here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to walk through 5 key ideas from the book. First, we'll look at the trap that keeps us stuck. Then we'll get into the magic of compounding itself. After that, we'll see how it's all powered by our choices and habits, learn how to build some serious momentum, and finally, figure out how to accelerate our results.
So why do we get so frustrated in the first place? Well, it's because our society is just completely wired to look for the easy way out, the overnight success story. And this leads us straight into what Darren Hardy calls the quick fix trap.
He calls it the microwave mentality. Think about it. We want results now, like heating up dinner in 60 seconds. But real lasting success? It just doesn't work that way. And this mindset is honestly the single biggest reason people fail, because it makes us impatient. It causes us to give up on the small, consistent efforts that are the real keys to success, usually right before they're about to pay off.
Okay, so if the quick fix is a total trap, what's the alternative? Well, it's this force that is always at work, whether we pay attention to it or not. Hardy calls it the compound effect, and it is the real, reliable path to success.
This right here is the perfect way to understand it. It's the magic penny analogy. Imagine you have 2 choices. You can take $3 million in cash right now, or you can take a single penny that doubles in value every day for 31 days. Now, the $3 million seems like a total no-brainer, right? But that single penny, by day 31, it would grow to over $10 million. Now that is the power of compounding. Small, consistent gains that lead to an explosive, almost unbelievable result.
And here's the crucial thing to get. The compound effect isn't just about money. Not at all. It applies everywhere. Your health, your relationships, your career. The formula is actually super simple. Small, smart choices plus consistency plus time equals a radical difference.
So, how do you actually get this thing to work for you? Well, it all starts with the engine that drives the whole process, the choices you make every single day, which, over time, become your habits.
Our entire life, when you boil it down, is just the sum of all our choices. But here's the catch. Most of them are made completely unconsciously. We are on autopilot. That choice to hit the snooze button, to grab a soda instead of water, to scroll through social media instead of reading a book, they all seem so tiny and insignificant, but they are compounding, day after day, for better or for worse.
The very first step to taking control is simple, but it is not easy. It's taking 100% responsibility for everything in your life. No more blaming your boss, the traffic, the weather. The moment you accept total ownership, you get all the power back. You are in control of your path.
Now, a lot of us try to force change using just willpower, right? But that's kind of like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. You can do it for a little while, but eventually it's going to pop right back up. Hardy says what you really need is why power. This is your deep down core motivation, the real emotional reason why you want something. When your why is big enough, the how just kind of takes care of itself.
Okay, so let's make this super practical. It really starts with these 3 steps. First, like we just said, take total responsibility. Second, start actually paying attention to your daily choices, even the tiny ones. And third, to make that happen, start tracking just one thing. It could be how much you spend, your calories, or how many pages of a book you read. The simple act of tracking something makes you conscious of it, and that's where change begins.
All right, so once you get those small, positive habits going, something truly magical happens. Momentum comes into play. Hardy calls it Big Mo, and it's the force that makes success feel easier and easier over time.
Think about it like a rocket ship. Getting that thing off the ground takes an unbelievable amount of energy and fuel, right? But once it breaks through the atmosphere, it can coast for thousands of miles with way less effort. Building new habits is exactly the same. The beginning is the hardest part, but once you build that momentum, you get carried forward almost automatically.
So how do you protect this momentum once you have it? Well, according to Hardy, you've got to manage the 3 huge influences in your life. The input, which is what you feed your mind, your associations, meaning the people you hang out with, and your environment, both your physical and mental surroundings.
Let's just talk about input for a second. It's that classic principle, garbage in, garbage out.
If you are constantly feeding your mind a diet of negative news, gossip, and fear, you just can't expect to produce positive, creative, brilliant results. You have to be the gatekeeper for your own mind.
So you've got your habits dialed in, momentum is on your side. What's next? The final step is to accelerate. This is where you go from good results to truly extraordinary ones by pushing past what's comfortable and what's expected.
You know that feeling? We all hit a point in a workout or on a tough project where we just feel like we can't go on. We've hit the wall. Most people stop here. But what Hardy says is that this is the most important moment. Hitting the wall is not a signal to stop. It's an opportunity to break through to a whole new level of performance.
This quote just nails that moment of truth perfectly. When you hit that wall, you have a choice. Are you going to give in to the weakness and the fatigue? Or are you going to dig deep and find a new reserve of strength you didn't even know you had? The people who really accelerate their success are the ones who consistently choose strength. And this slide lays out 2 killer strategies for breaking through that wall. First, always look for ways to beat expectations. Just do a little more than you're paid for, deliver more than you promised. And second, do the unexpected. When everyone else is zigging, you zag. Find that creative, different approach that makes you stand out.
So, at the end of the day, the compound effect is a neutral force. It's not good or bad. It's just working. It can work for you, or it can work against you. And it is working right now based on the choices you're making. So the question I want to leave you with is this. Looking at your life right now, where is one small area where you can start doing just a little bit more, a little bit better, starting today?